Here we go. Jolly good to see you. Jolly good indeed. Welcome to Hungry Eye. I'd like to talk to you about a great leader in the art world. Well, it's a great leader in the world. Who do you think did this lovely piece? This is by an artist you might not guess. That's a sunset over the Atlas Mountains. Take a stab at it. Van Gogh. Maybe a Gauguin. Could it be Pissarro or Monet even? Not sure those guys left France. I don't know that they got to Afghanistan. Well, I'll tell you who. You might be surprised. The one and only Prime Minister of England during World War II, Sir Winston Churchill. Yep, that's who did it. Pretty amazing stuff, huh? I look at this and I swear it's probably a Gauguin. Those trees, the nuns in their habits, it looks a lot like some other Gauguins that I've seen. You would never have guessed that this was a Prime Minister of England or an amazing world leader for that matter. But this is something that Sir Churchill loved to do besides giving speeches and writing about history and being head of state. He liked to paint. It was a way for him to unwind and relax and to think by concentrating on shapes and colors and interpreting what he saw. He's actually helping his brain to make decisions, hard, critical decisions sometimes. This is a painting that he did of the city of Marrakesh where's Marrakesh a country? I should know this. I believe this is in Morocco. And this is one he gave as a gift to his friend, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, FDR. Pretty cool, huh? Here he is, probably painting that very market, right, in Marrakesh. It's kind of cool. To me, sorry, I'm messing with my computer here. To me, it reminds me maybe of something exotic and obviously Middle Eastern, something maybe out of Casablanca with Humphrey Bogart or Indiana Jones with Raiders of the Lost Ark and, that Harrison Ford. I knew it would come to me. Pretty neat stuff. Maybe I like the desert kind of stuff because I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona, where there's lots of desert. Bright sun, bright colors. Maybe that's why I like this so much. It's got those purple mountains majesty that Americans talk about and that turquoise and cyan sky and palm trees. So maybe it looks like someplace where I grew up, and that's why I like it. Mostly, I think I like it because of the great example that Churchill sets, that anyone and everyone can make art. All of us could be painters. We don't have to be as good as Picasso or Leonardo da Vinci. Anybody can do it, and everybody should do it. It's very relaxing and good for your brain. In case you didn't know it already, you probably did. Everybody knows this, right? Anybody that's ever watched the History Channel knows this. His contemporary, the dictator of Germany, Nazi Adolf Hitler, was pretty famous for being an artist. And, not a bad one at that. When he was 18, 19 years old, he applied and was denied admission twice into Art Academy in Vienna, Austria. Not too bad of a drawing there, huh? Legend has it that the reason he got turned down is because he had too few people. He didn't do faces or human figures. It's mostly architecture. What would this world have been like if maybe he would have become an architect instead of a political activist and then later on a sociopathic, psychopathic, genocidal, maniacal, fascist dictator? I don't know. Now, I looked at a lot of Hitler's work, and, frankly, he's pretty decent. He's a good draftsman. He could draw. A lot of his paintings maybe are a little bit boring. There's stuff that he does that I don't know that I'd have the patience to do. But he's not the only world leader who enjoys a little bit of art. Here's some puppies by former President George W. Bush. And I'm not making fun of them because they're cute. They're cute little puppies. I don't know that he is going to make a lot of money as a painter, but I think there's worse things that you can do when you get out of office than to paint. Great way to relax. Here's one that he did, a self-portrait with his dad, George H.W. Bush. You might look at that and say, I don't know, he kind of looks like not a professional artist, but somebody's trying to do art. But yeah, I'll be honest, I think some of my stuff doesn't look too much better than what he's doing. This lovely portrait that he did of Russian Premier Vladimir Putin actually looks a lot like some of the German expressionist stuff that guys like Kirchner were doing back in the 1920s and 30s. Some of the twists and turns and bends, or you might consider mannerism, that are sort of expressive as opposed to perfectly realistic. I actually have a little bit of respect for some of President W's work, even though I didn't have a lot of respect for him as a president. The big controversy that he's got into, though, are some other self-portraits, like of himself in the shower and the bathtub. Yeah, don't suggest anyone ever, ever take selfies in the bathroom, even if you're fully clothed. Just not a good idea. But so here he has some paintings. Well, to defend him, he might have been inspired by a famous painting, What the Water Gave Me, by surrealist Frida Kahlo. She was married to Diego Rivera. They were Mexican and socialist, even friends with Leon Trotsky, famous Bolshevik communist that Stalin supposedly gunned down in their house in Mexico City. But that said, I don't necessarily need to look down 60 or 70 something former president's legs in the bathtub, and I really don't get where that shower thing came from. But my point is, lesson that Churchill can tell us is, you know what? It's not about the product. It's not about who's going to buy your painting. It's not about how perfect your finished painting is. It's about getting out there and painting, drawing and doodling and expressing yourself and interpreting what you see. I think that might be the biggest difference between Churchill and Hitler. Hitler was about being a famous artist, right? Control. It wasn't about the art. Churchill, it was about letting go, maybe not having to have so much control over daily events and crises and problems. Just relaxing and enjoying the beauty of the nature in this world and trying to share some of that beauty on the canvas or the paper with somebody else. I love this sunset over the Atlas Mountains, even if it's not all of that perfect and it's not by a really famous artist. It's by a famous public figure, statesman, a leader, unlike some of those other guys that were just about fame and fortune and power and privilege. He was about sacrifice and hard work and keeping things together for people, for his people. But wow, some beautiful stuff. A great painter. I think I may want to go out and paint. I'm very discouraged by this font, but you know what? This is my second or third take of this video, so I'm not going to rebuild the thing. I'm just going to blame Google, okay? I'll read you the quote. Here's the quote. One of my all-time favorite quotes from any artist, but especially from Winston Churchill. When I get to heaven, I mean to spend a good portion of my first 1,000,000 years in painting, and so get to the bottom of the subject. Bully. Oh, you want another quote? Remember, the pen is mightier than the sword. Don't smoke. See you later. Adios. I'm done. How do I stop this thing? Stop. Will you stop? Stop.